Hello, hello, hello. So, today's daily energy that I shared on YouTube was talking about the process of basically gaining new awareness. And when you gain new awareness or you gain new skills, you gain access to a new gift, you find a passion, something in you wakes up, something in you sparked. When you have like a creative revolution of your spirit or evolution of your spirit, and it's really positive, and you begin to get greater insight into how you work your magic, how you function at your highest and greatest. That uprising also, because we live in a world of balance, there's also a collapse of certain expectations or dreams that you had, because when the fog is cleared and you are able to see your present that was at one point your future, you realize, as we all do, that we constantly live in the unknown, and so what you thought was going to be isn't always what you actually end up receiving. Most times it isn't what you end up receiving, and so you end up having certain things fall to the wayside. And so there's a bit of emotional management around what you lose because you've gained clarity. The dreams that fall away, the expectations that fall away, the desires that now you know are not going to come to completion, because you are more aware of what your life and what your world and who you are, what those things look like, and who you are and what you are meant to do. And that's just the process of journeying through your own awakening and coming into like an enlightenment, so to speak. There's always going to be a loss, but what I thought was interesting is that there is also this energy of something being pulled out from the ground, like something that has been gaining roots, being pulled from the ground and being given, offered to you, and it feels like something that is going to shine a light upon you and allow you to have greater clarity, even more clarity and understanding around exactly what you're doing. Right now actually just feels like a time of light. There's just a lot of light happening, and it could be enlightenment happening, but it could also just be that there's like a sunspot on you, a shine on you. And I wanted to say that those things that have been sacrificed, the expectations, the dreams, the desires, the plans, the relationships, whatever it is that came at a loss because you gained clarity, those things, all of that energy doesn't go to waste, right? When you level up, you step up in your life because you gain new understanding, the things that fall away because of that, all of that ends up transmuting and being gathered into this portal of energy that really is just kind of existing as like this orb of light, but is eventually going to manifest into your next level up, if you know what I mean. So it's like the clarity that you've received now is a result of what was lost way back when, the last time you had like an ascension, or the last time you had a breakthrough. And the things that fell away back then, the dreams that fell away back then, the things that collapsed back then, those all gathered up into this light, this ball of energy. And in the time that you were taking to journey through that new profound clarity and walk that path, that all those sacrifices that were transmuted into light were growing to become what would become your next awakening, your next breakthrough. And so that's what's happening now with the things that have fallen away now. All of that is being gathered into something that will evolve into your next gift. So it all ends up being yours anyways. It's just that some dreams are just placeholders. And the reason why it's important for us to dream regardless and still imagine and envision our future regardless, even though more than likely we do not know what's going to happen, and we can't, paint the perfect vision of our future and have it be exactly aligned, because you're supposed to be kind of living in the unknown and not really know your whole path. It's important to dream so that you have something to balance things away, to balance out that give and take, so that when you received, you have things that can be sacrificed, so that those energies can then be given back to you, if that makes sense. So you create what is sacrificed in order to then have that be given back to you. And so that's one, just something to encourage you to not stop dreaming, even though it feels like your future never ends up being what you thought it would. And so, like, this idea of just like, well, I'm just not going to think about it. I don't know if I would encourage that, because I think that the whole point is that you stay active in envisioning what could be, because that energy is actually going towards something else. No, it's not actually going to be a reflection of what you wanted, or what you thought you wanted, but it is energy that is yours and that does help you in the end. Either way, though, this seems to be the story of people who are now like definitely on their path, and have fallen into a level of alignment where like there's no getting off this road, like you're on it now. And so I say that because the information that you're going to be receiving, and like the clarity and all of these breakthroughs and all of these level ups and whatever is happening, the changes that are happening, they're big, they're great, but they happen in balance with loss and with mourning for what you thought would be, for where you thought your life would go. And so just to normalize that process, because it's definitely a part of being alive and following your plan, and just recognizing that there is something that is produced out of those sacrifices beyond your clarity and your breakthrough. Your dreaming doesn't go to waste. Your plans don't go to waste, even if they don't happen as you planned them to. That energy is still being used, still being recycled and planted. And there's something now that's coming back from the past that has nothing to do with like anything that you thought of, but it is that energy. It's recycled energy from your sacrifices that is now being offered to you in this form of some type of new beginning that is grounded, and that you will have to water and grow and do work to create in more fullness. But it has a lot of capacity, it has a lot of potential, and there's just a lot of light right now in general. There's a lot of different forms of light surrounding you. There's fire, there's creativity, there's divinity, there's all forms of expansion and light energy. And for everybody it'll be something different, but it's something to be aware of and to tap into, because it's just a really powerful energy right now. And so I just wanted to share that on here. So, yeah, I hope everybody's having a great day, and